Well, good morning. We're in Florence, Arizona, Scooter Pops and my buddy Ray. And Ray, you met in the first video that we did, celebrating his 82nd birthday in February?
February.
And
yep.
What year were you actually born?
1939.
Is that AD or BC?
I think that was BC, I'm not sure.
We're in historic Florence, Arizona today, and I just wanted to share this beautiful little city that's been revitalized even with the pandemic, because it is very quaint and very peaceful here. Wouldn't you say that?
I would, yes.
It's very nice here. A lot of movies have been filmed here. One in particular that we're going to focus on today is Murphy's Romance. Now, you said you saw that movie.
I did.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was really nice. Well played, all the way through.
And so you probably recognize across the street, recently it was an insurance agency, but it was Murphy's Drugstore. We're actually coming down from Main Street here. Sally Field walks into town after she goes through a divorce, and she's trying to get a new start with her son. And she is a horse trainer. She buys this house and a big ranch, and she meets up with Murphy because right where that tree is across the street used to be a meter, and Murphy used to park his car there and get tickets every day because he refused, if you remember, to pay.
I do. I remember that.
Pay the meter. And so his whole deal was he owns the Murphy's Drugstore and he parks in front of it every day. And so he wanted a tree planted there and the meter taken out. Well, eventually, as you can see, the city did take out the meter and they did put in a beautiful tree. That is the original tree, by the way, that was in the movie.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
And Murphy's Drugstore actually had a counter in there where you could actually go in and get sodas and things of that nature. And Sally Field actually walks in there and orders a Coke. If you like the movie, subscribe and like and share this with your friends. What you're looking at is the actually walk of fame for Sally Field as she walks up the street when she first enters the town of Eunice, which of course is Florence, and she walks up the street putting flyers on people's cars. And that's how she kind of meets James Garner, who plays the owner of Murphy's Drugstore. He buys a horse and boards it at her stable. And she stops at Murphy's Drugs and she puts a flyer underneath Murphy's windshield wiper. His Studebaker's parked outside of his drugstore. So this is pretty cool because you and I are standing in front of Murphy's Drugstore. Back in the day, if you remember, you could actually go in the drugstores and sit down and have lunch.
Believe it or not, I worked in one of those drugstores.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
They call them soda jerk. I come out the jerk.
You got that right.
Oh, start. You didn't have to agree with me. I don't know if you realize it, but that mural that you see across the street is where the movie theater was.
Wow.
Yeah, and in the movie, Sally Field, James Garner, Sally's boy, and her ex-husband go in to watch a horror movie. And only 3 of them come out because her ex-husband finds the girl that is chasing after him, who has 2 children by him.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, quite a story there.
I guess.
But next door to that was what was known as Gentry's Market, this little marketplace right here. And if you look above, you can see the faded out Florence Market sign. But the building right square in front of us is soon to become a new business called Sweet Peas.
And what you're seeing is across the street where James Garner played in a band. He was on stage playing a violin, which, by the way, he does not play a violin.
Aw, you're kidding me.
No.
I'm destroyed.
But after the first set, he comes out and sits on a bench, which is not there, but it was between those 2 poles by the front door. Sally Field comes to the front of Mary Lou's, looks inside, sees James Garner on stage playing the violin. He comes out, sits down next to her, and they eventually all just leave because he has to go back inside after the band begins the next set. So since we're in Florence, or I should say Eunice, why don't we act out the last few lines of the movie? You be Emma and I'll be Murphy.
Why do I have to be Emma?
You look more like Sally Field than I do.
No, I want to be Murphy.
No, you be Emma.
No, I want to be Murphy.
All right, fine, baby.
See how you are?
Let me have your script. You be Murphy.
What'd you do that for?
That's your script now, brother.
I'm supposed to read that.
Absolutely. All right. So everybody, picture this. This is kind of the last part of the movie where Sally comes out of the house and James Garner comes out of the stable where he boards his horse that he bought when she first moved to town. And of course, they've already fallen in love. And Ray and I are actually going to act out the last few lines as best we can of that movie. So here we go. Good evening, Murphy.
Good evening.
Gonna be a lovely night, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Did you have a nice ride?
Oh, yes, I did. Going to be a handsome moon night, too.
Well, you think it's gonna rain?
No, it's dry this time of year.
Oh, are we talking about the weather?
You are.
That's not what I'm talking about. Oh, no!